And this video will cover the cold hardiness of various mulberry cultivars. And if you find yourself first time on this channel, my name is Marta, and I myself, together with my husband, we grow various mulberries and many other fruiting plants in our orchard in California Central Valley. We also run an online business called Really Good Plants. We supply science and cuttings across the United States from our website. So I got a lot of questions about how hardy various mulberry cultivars are and what zones people can grow them in. Just recently, we took a couple of pictures with 42 different cultivars of mulberries we harvested on a single day. And I will basically go over these pictures and I will show for each of those selections we grow or we photograph. We grow more selections that are on these pictures. But I will show for each one what zones can be grown potentially in. So Pakistan mulberry can be probably grown in zones 7 and 8. And again, all this data, they are not necessarily from us. Most of the data I was able to put from the internet, looking for various reports on various groups and various nurseries online, because we are in zone 9B. So Pakistan, people reporting that it can be grown in zones 7, 8. Maple leaf is very hardy and can be grown in zones 4B, 5. Riley's chicken claw, zone 9. It seems sensitive, but it's maybe possible zone 8 when the plants are established. Then I have a bunch of these red Himalayans, long red mulberries. These are pretty tropical, and most of them are good just for zones 9 and warmer. The hardiest from these ones are Dimor 9, people reporting growing it in zones 8. Actually, I never have damage on Dimor 9. I also never get damage on FSP, Fruit and Spice Park Red Himalayan. So Fruit and Spice Park Red Himalayan actually behaves for me very similar to Pakistan. I still think they're different, but yeah, maybe this is the one also to experiment in zone 7. Then Taiwanese long and Skinner and Naples, they are very, very sensitive. So 9B, they also get damaged in my zones 9B in the cold winters. Last winter was very warm, we didn't get any damage. Murray's might be just a bit hardier, so maybe zone 9A will work for it too. So let's go to these pink ones. Very little data except for Tihama. Tihama reported as zone 7 plant. Easter egg originally reported as 9, but Mark from Ding Dong Gardens just a couple of years ago he started growing it, and he reported that Easter egg is hardy to 8 too. I suspect it also might be hardy to low in colder zones. Frank is a relatively new introduction by myself, so I don't really know, but number of people bought cuttings and probably growing it in the colder zones. We just need some reports. So I suspect all of this is good for zone 7 maybe, and that's why I'm kind of afraid of making any particular table with indications of zone against each mulberry. All the data is very vague here. Majority of the data is very vague here. I know for tropical ones, but we don't really have good solid data for majority of these mulberries in colder zones. That's why I'm doing my voice with all the statements that maybe, probably, etc. So for the white ones, the only data I can find, I can refer to is the origin of these mulberries. This big fat Isfahan white mulberry is coming from city of Isfahan in Iran, and that's zone 7. Tabriz, zone 5B. So Tabriz should be most cold tolerant from all these white mulberries, but I don't know if people trying Isfahan and 5 or Mashhad and 5. It would be also interesting. So for Mashhad, city of Mashhad in zone 9B, and that's why I put 9B. Boloklo actually coming from Turkey, zone 9, but again, Mark from Ding Dong Gardens tried it in zone 8 and it performed just fine without any damage. These all long whites, maybe zone 8, but I doubt it because I don't think Mark grows them in his zone 8. So, but some people are reporting that they are okay for zone 8, but they don't have any damage in my zone 9. So there is a potential maybe for 8B. So the second picture here with another half of mulberries. So here I put zones above each of the top row of mulberries. Some data for Aussie that it can be grown in zone 8. Oscar, we know for sure that Oscar performing very well in zone 5. For Valdosta, conflicting data between zones 9 and 7. Different nurseries, different people reporting very different data, so we just need more data. Chiang Mai number 60, 6B7, something like that. For Shangri-La, so I have here two Shangri-Las, actually, real Shangri-La and Shangri-La. Problem with Shangri-La, we have a number of strains, and it was reported that Shangri-La can take zone 4. But I don't know which strain takes zone 4. So if you are in such a cold climate, maybe it's best for you to get Shangri-La from people who grow them in these cold zones. So Thais is reported only for zone 8 as a cutoff for growing. So the second row here, Thai dwarf, which is probably the same as Chiang Mai number 60 and also world's best. I also putting here zone 6 now, 6 with a question mark, because there's simply not enough data. Most people grow it in the more tropical environments. 4 seasons, I grow it in 9B. I don't see any damage. The only problem with 4 seasons, it sprouts. It can sprout in the middle of the winter if we have a warm spell. But I suspect it can be grown in lower zones, but I don't know how long. John's best also conflicting reports. Some people reporting that it's okay in zone 5A, some other people are saying it's not, just zone 8. So we need more data. Delightful just reported for zone 9, but I don't know if anyone tested it below 9. So world's best, I already said, that's probably the same as Thai dwarf, and Aster giant just zone 8. Okay, and the last row here is this mulberries. So Florida giant, again, conflicting data between zones 6 and 8. What is not conflicting is Illinois everbearing. We know that we can grow it in very cold zones. Zone 5 is reported for Illinois everbearing. The next 4 ones, Black Prince, Shelly, Galicia, and Susitka, they all coming from Ukraine. In Ukraine, one of the cold, well, it's a kind of a mid-cold zone. They also, I think they have also zone 5. So I put zone 6 here. So that's my expectations for cold tolerance for all these mulberries just based on the locations. We really need more data from growing of these mulberries in zone 6 and maybe even colder zones. And Vasisa 7A according to the interwebs. So since I was particularly asked for mulberries for zone 7, here's my relatively safe list for what can perform fine in zone 7. Some of them will be performing in zones 6 and 5. So Maple Leaf, Tihama, Isfahan, Tabriz, Mashhad, Oscar, Illinois everbearing, Black Prince, Shelly, Galicia, and Susitka, they all should be relatively safe for zone 7. Zone 8, I also getting questions about zone 8, but Mark from Ding Dong Garden actually put a whole video about his results on how what mulberries survived, what mulberries been badly affected, what mulberries been just a little bit frozen in his zone 8 after very cold winter. I will try to link his video in here, but I mean, I will try even to attach this video to my video. His video just 3 minutes. So, and also I will provide the link. So, or you can go directly to his site and find more information. So basically, a long list of mulberries. They grow. I don't grow many of this, but they grow all of these mulberries, and all this been perfectly zone 8 hardy. So we just need more documented observations for mulberries in colder zones. We just lacking those results. And that's all from me for now, and enjoy Mark's video.